All right, I
All
hope
right.
your wheels are spinning, everybody, because that was a great episode there about influential albums. I'm sure you'll hear more about that from the rest of us in the near future. But for now, it's episode 355. We turn to Spencer's picks.
All righty. Well, here you go. You've got 5 picks for this week. The first one is Girl from the Record Shop by Frank Turner. I've heard a few Frank Turner songs so far. A lot of them are I call them kind of angry folk rock songs. This one's just an angry rock song, no folk, but in a fun way, a very fun kind of way. It almost comes off like a Ramones type of a song, and although with more organ than the Ramones used. In particular, it comes off like their cover of California Sun by the Rivieras. It kind of has the same sort of melody, same beat. And lyrically, it's a great song too, packed with musical references ranging from Motown, Radiohead, Queen, The Descendants. They're referenced in this song. So if you're a fan of like if you're a fan of old school punk, be it well known like the Ramones or only a cult act like the Descendants, you'll probably like this one. Next is Run Your Mouth by the Marias. Only one person in the band is named Maria, and I think only one person in the band is a woman, but she leads the group, and I guess the namesake is her. Maria Zardoya is her name. And this one, I've only heard like a few other Maria songs so far. One of them is Hush. That was a pretty good, angry electro rock song. And believe it or not, it was a Christmas song called We Are the Lucky Ones that introduced me to the Marias. It's kind of funny when I'm introduced to a band through a Christmas song, but it's happened a few times. And this one, I talked about the whole sad girl genre last week with Billie Eilish, Lana Del Rey kind of people. I would say this sort of fits too, but it's a bit more upbeat. And unlike the song Hush by the Marias, Run Your Mouth doesn't really contain guitar. It's more of a synth song. Next one is Tejano Blue by Cigarettes After Sex. Interesting band name. Um, they've been around for a while. I had heard of the band before this, but Tejano Blue was the first time I really sort of dug into their material. And I like how relaxing they are. It's almost like sort of a modern day bossa nova kind of a thing with a bit of an alternative influence to it. And not really much else to say about this song, but I kind of like how smooth it was. I like songs that have that sort of tone to them.
If you go way back and find music episodes, you'll find I covered Cigarettes After Sex. Couldn't tell
Oh,
you
you
which
don't
episode, but
say. Well, what a coincidence.
many moons ago.
All right, two
He's
more.
been trying to quit.
Yeah.
All right, so two more here. These Ghosts by Tyler Ramsey. If you're familiar with the band Band of Horses, you'll know who Tyler Ramsey is, even if you haven't heard that name. Tyler Ramsey is their guitarist. And this song basically, like, if you're a Band of Horses fan, you'll probably like this one. It kind of sounds like their material, the same sort of bright arpeggiated guitar hooks, the same soothing vocals, and the same strange metaphors as is evident from the title. And last but certainly not least, we come to what might be my favorite of the week. What About the Children by Gary Clark Jr. featuring the one and only Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Yep, Stevie is still doing music today,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just as good. Interesting that Gary Clark Jr. chose to collaborate with him. Gary Clark Jr. is probably one of the few people that really emphasizes the rhythm and blues elements of rhythm and blues. I started off knowing him as sort of like a Neo Hendrix kind of blues guitarist, blues rock guitarist. But he has shown elements of more the rhythmic side of R&B too, and this one kind of does that. And you're not going to believe where I heard this song either. It was actually the Today Show. My mom watches the Today Show every morning. And so I just happened to catch a clip of it. And once in a while, I'll catch something that I like on there. And they said something about the Gary Clark Jr. to be featured. And I was like, oh, Gary Clark Jr., I like him. So I stuck around for that. And I heard that song. And I kind of like how, as the title implies, What About the Children is kind of a protest song. You know, what about the children? What about the minorities? How are they being treated? Why are we treating them like this? That's sort of the basic gist of the song. And it emphasizes both kind of the bluesy guitar licks of Gary Clark Jr. and Stevie Wonder's signature use of like bass and clavinet and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's one. Out of all these songs, I highly recommend that one.
That's the one you heard on the Today Show?
It is.
I will tell you a story real quick. I first heard A Day in the Life by the Beatles on the Today Show with Hugh Downs.
Wow, you don't say.
That was when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
As my dad likes to say, when dinosaur ruled the earth.
Those are Spencer's picks. Be sure to rewatch the episode, catch it all. That's what I do.